Destiny has a lot of great legendary weapons, and a lot of these favorites and the most used and sometimes even the best are from raids and dungeons. And unfortunately, tied to the best weapons is also the hardest challenge to get them. But lucky for you, that's not always the case. There are a lot of great non-raid weapons out there that you can go and get right now. So in today's video, I'm going to be covering 10 great must-have non-raid legendary weapons that you can go and get right now. And some of these weapons are even better than a lot of the raid weapons out there. So without further ado, let's get into this top 10. Now the first weapon on this list that every Guardian should have that is the most useful weapon in the game, that is the Riptide. Now not only is the Riptide one of the best weapons in the game, it is also the easiest weapon on this list to get, so this should be at the top of your priority list to get one if you haven't got one already. Now the Riptide is amazing because it has the perk Chill Clip, and as we all know, Stasis seems to break Destiny 2 and it is almost overpowered when put into the form of Chill Clip. One burst of the Riptide will slow an enemy, and a second follow-up burst will then freeze the enemy. And as we all know, slowing an overload champion will stun it, and freezing an unstoppable champion will also stun it. So this weapon can cover 2 of the 3 champions. Not to mention, you can constantly freeze an anti-barrier champion, meaning this weapon can cover all 3 champions pretty effectively. The Riptide is also a rapid-fire frame, meaning you can shoot those shots off pretty fast. Now if Chill Clip wasn't enough for you, you can pair this one with auto-loading holster, meaning you can shoot off all your shots, put it away, and it's going to automatically reload for you. Or if you're not the biggest fan of auto-loading holster, you can put compulsive reloader on it, meaning when you are in the top half of the magazine, you're going to reload twice as fast. So the easiest way for you to get a Riptide is head over to the tower and talk to Lord Shaxx. From here, you can focus your Crucible engrams into as many Riptides as you feel like. Hopefully you can get Chill Clip on one of these ASAP, but good luck with it. Now the second weapon on this list is the Bug Out Bag from Season 21 at the helm. Now the Bug Out Bag is so good because it is basically an exact replica of the Callus mini tool, one of the most sought after solar SMGs in the game. However, you can get the Bug Out Bag right now and it is just as good as it can roll with the exact same perks. My go-to perks on the Bug Out Bag is Subsistence and Incandescent. It's a great weapon, it's really fun to use, and it works really well with all of your Solar 3.0 builds. So if you haven't got one, head over to the helm and focus some of your deep engrams and cross your fingers. Now the next weapon on this list is for all you speedy boys out there, and that is the Other Half Sword. This is one of the funnest weapons in the game just for movement tactics, and it's alright to use if you have to use it as a weapon. The only reason this weapon is on this list is because it has the perk Eager Edge, which makes all of your speedrunning Destiny 2 content much faster. Having the ability to speedrun, dash, and well skate or shadow skate around the map is a lot of fun, and it makes those boring Destiny 2 moments just that little bit better. Now unfortunately, if you Titan, it's pretty much impossible to get a bubble skate off consistently, so maybe just switch to a Warlock or a Hunter. No, but seriously, this weapon is a lot of fun, and I definitely recommend you give sort of speedrunning a go. It's very fun, and it can make all of your activities a little bit better. You get this weapon from Dares of Eternity, so if you get one to drop with Eager Edge, keep it. You can also craft this weapon, so if you're lucky enough, you can get 1 red border to drop, and you will be able to craft it. However, the drop chances for a red border other half are really slim. You might be doing this for a while, so cross your fingers and just look out for a sword with Eager Edge. It doesn't need to be crafted. As long as it has the Eager Edge perk, you are good to go. Coming in at number 4, we have a budget rocket launcher that used to be at the top of the list. However, it's dropped a few ranks and now it's not the best rocket launcher anymore, and that is the Hothead. This weapon used to be everyone's go-to DPS rocket launcher weapon. However, there's been a few updates to the game and there is much better rockets out there. However, these rockets do require you to do a raid or a dungeon to get them, and they rely on getting good perks. So unless you're super lucky, you may be doing these raids for weeks on weeks to get that perfect roll. However, the Hothead is as simple as doing a Vanguard playlist strike, and you can go and buy one from Zavala right now. All you're going to need is for one of these to drop by buying random engrams through Zavala. Once you've done that, you can then focus this and get as many as you want. Now, I'm not 100% sure on this one because I've had this weapon for many seasons, but I do believe you can head to the Legacy tab and purchase a Hothead for 5 engrams. From here, you can then go to the normal tab and it's only going to cost you 2 engrams to purchase. Now, don't get me wrong, this is still a great rocket launcher as it does some high damage. It's just not as good as the top dogs like the Apex Predator and the Cold Comfort, but it is still very good and it still puts up a fight. Now the perks you want to look out for on the Hothead is Explosive Light. This is your main one. You want to make sure you have this on it, as this will increase the weapon's damage by a lot. Now depending on your playstyle, you can go for Field Prep or Auto-Loading Holster. The next weapon on this list is an assault rifle, and that is the Ammit AR2. Now the Ammit is one solid assault rifle. This can be great for PvE or PvP, and that's why I recommend you guys try and get one. This is a 450 round per minute assault rifle, meaning it does a lot of damage. This is also the preferred assault rifle RPM for PvP in your Crucible games, and it can roll with perks for both PvP and PvE. Some of the best perks for PvE include Incandescent and Ambitious Assassin, while for your PvPers out there, it can roll with Dynamic Sway Reduction and Tap the Trigger. Currently, the Ammit AR2 is one of the best assault rifles for PvP, so if you haven't got one, try and get one. This weapon is one of the only weapons on this list that is just solid at all round purposes, whether that be PvP or PvE. Now the best way for you to get your hands on a Ammit AR2 is from Banshee44 in the tower. Sometimes he may be selling it, other times you may get it from a legendary engram that he drops for you, or from a rank up package. There's 3 different sources, and to get one, so cross your fingers and look out for them if you get one. Now the next 2 weapons on this list are solid scout rifles, and one of them is the Hung Jury. The Hung Jury is my favorite scout rifle, and I've been using it in all of my GMs since the beginning. I like to use scout rifles in Grandmasters, as you can sit back and pick away the enemies when you're in safe space. And there is no better gun to do this with than the Hung Jury. This one can roll with rapid hit and kinetic tremors, meaning it can do some serious damage and increase reload speed and have some great stability. Now just like the Hothead, this one is obtainable through Zavala at the tower. Just go and focus some engrams. You can also get this one in the Adept version this season, so if you can do that, great, congratulations, but you don't need the Adept version, just the normal one will do. Every season in the seasonal artifact, there is usually a scout rifle champion stunning mod. This season we have Overload, but in the past it's mainly been anti-barrier, and this is why scout rifles are great for endgame content. And that is why I've put 2 scout rifles on this list, and the second scout rifle is the Night Watch. Now what's good about the Night Watch is it shoots a little faster than the Hung Jury, but it does do a little less damage, meaning this one can be used at a little bit closer range. This one can roll with the perk Explosive Payload, which helps pick up the damage that it falls off on. Now this weapon is tied behind the New Light quest, meaning it's one of the most easy obtainable weapons in the entire game. So if you haven't done the New Light quest, head on back to the Cosmodrome and talk to Shorhan and finish it and get your hands on your first Night Watch. From here on out, if you don't have one from that way, I constantly see these dropping from legendary engrams all the time. I usually get at least 2 to 3 of these every single day, just from random engrams that I get throughout my time playing Destiny. It's a really solid gun, and it can be used in any activity in Destiny, so if you haven't got one, look out for one and try and get it. Coming up next is the BXR Battler. Again, another solid all-round pulse rifle for any activity in Destiny. This weapon has one of the nicest aim down sight scopes in any gun in Destiny. It just feels really nice to use, and it can roll with Incandescent and Demolitionist, meaning you can do a lot of damage to enemies and you can get your grenades back super fast. This weapon drops from the Dares of Eternity, so while you're trying to get a other half, try and get a BXR Battler as well. This one is craftable once you have 5 red borders. But just like the other weapons, you don't need to craft this one to be good. As long as it has the desired perks you want, try and farm it and get what you need before you have to craft it. The second last weapon on this list is the Taipan 4FR. This weapon is super easy to obtain, and you can craft it in just a few hours. All you have to do is finish the Witch Queen campaign and you get a free pattern where you can now craft this weapon. This may not be the best linear fusion rifle, but it is still very solid, and it is up there with the big dogs. So whether you play as a solo player or you play in a group, this one can roll with triple tap and firing line for group content, or you can roll triple tap and focus fury for all of your solo content. Again, another great all-rounder, and I recommend every Guardian chooses one of these and crafts it in the way that they play. So if you're a solo player, craft it with triple tap and focus fury. If you do a lot of group content, maybe consider triple tap and firing line. And the final weapon on this list is the Regnant from Season 20. This is a void grenade launcher. Now, although grenade launchers haven't been in the spotlight for a while, they are still very good and they are very fast at killing enemies. You never know, a grenade launcher meta could be coming back, and having a decent Regnant is definitely a good idea. Now, my go-to role on this one is Envious Assassin and Explosive Light, meaning you can overflow that magazine up to double, and it's going to do a lot of damage. Now, just like most of the weapons on this list, all you have to do is go to the helm, and you can focus one of these with all of your helm engrams from Season of the Defiance. It's a very solid gun, and it's really good at nuking champions, so I recommend you try and get one. But anyway, that wraps the list up there. Thank you very much for watching. If you got this far in the video, feel free to drop a like and a subscribe. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you Later.